Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we are going to be painting the Warforged Titan
by Wizkids Miniatures. He finished up all the washes over the week, and now it's time to do
almost all. One of them, there's a small part that I think I should do. I should have the washes again.
Okay, and he's going to be doing the dry brushing tonight.
Yes,
and
that is correct.
That will pretty much be it for the rest of this miniature, unless he.
Also, there's dry brushing here, but that's what we're doing today.
Right. And while he does that, I'm going to do a little bit more work
on the Okotska.
Gave it a gray primer this week and a zenithal highlight. And
I'm going to be adding all the colors afterwards.
But tonight I'm mostly going to focus on putting the foliage and the domes. Can you give me the domes out of that?
I was hoping that you would use the other domes because they're perfect. Because I just... Oh, frick.
I'll make them work.
It just... I don't like how... Not... I mean, unless you were to cut them...
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
I know you're not going to do that, but I...
It'll look fine.
I will take your word, but I don't want you to glue them in.
No, I'm not, because if I glue them in, almost every kind of glue will fog up the plastic.
So I will be able to take them out and replace them one day.
Okay, give me the... I need the other two.
I will be able to replace them one day, correct?
Yeah.
Good, because I want to do that.
If he even remembers. And we might
will remember. Just because you said that, I will remember.
We're also thinking about hanging these from the ceiling.
Didn't I say I was going to make an exact copy of the one from the movie?
Yeah, he did.
I will do that.
Someday?
Someday.
More than likely we'll find an actual model kit made by Monogram or Revell or something.
I'd rather just make one instead of buying one.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see it. But I'm going to try and hang this and some of the other starships that we've made over the years and hang them from the ceiling with some fishing line just to get them off the shelves and into the air like they should be like in the old days, and then that'll give you guys something else to look at as we're filming, etc. But let's get on to the painting and the actual work tonight. We've had a busy week and a lot of shout outs to a lot of great people this week. I don't even know where to start, but I think I'll start with Connell. Thanks for having us on. Let's just go in reverse order, shall we? Connell, thanks for another great show this weekend. We had a lot of fun.
I was going insane at the end, and my apologies. But it's not mixed at all. It's not shaken at all.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, don't squeeze out anymore. Just keep mixing it.
There's no mixing involved. That's the problem.
Yeah. There you go. It's actually easier to mix it once it's on a palette like this. Because that's about the best you're going to get. And just use that before it dries up. Which reminds me, I need to break out the wet palette again because it is summer and it is...
That is correct. You do need to do that.
4,000 degrees because we live about a mile from the sun up here in the mountains.
Yeah, we do. We live approximately a mile from the sun.
So I'm going to take some E6000, little guy's favorite glue of all time. And pop that in there. How much left in this bottle apparently? Okay, no, I need a toothpick. I do not want to get any of this on the edges of these bubble gum machine bubbles. And see if I can just swirl that around on the inside here. It's really acting weird. Maybe it's an old bottle. And of course, thank you, Bruce, for having us on your 900 subs special yesterday.
I watched that one. It was fun.
The little guy had a lot of fun being in the chat, and fair warning to Max and Bruce and Shauner and James. The little guy will
What do you mean a warning?
Well, if you let me finish, I tell him what the warning is. The little guy will be showing up in your chats a lot more often. That's He had so much fun on Bruce's show. He's just gonna, start out as a lurker and work his way up to, his usual, humorous quotes.
I don't know.
Because he did have a lot of fun, even though he was almost mentally scarred from.
That was a different one.
That was from Max, and.
Also, I only watched the first 5 seconds before I immediately left.
Yeah, that was I don't know why Max was picking on me for that one either, but I must have said something a couple of weeks ago that warranted it, but I don't.
Wouldn't surprise me. What?
So I apologize, Max. I don't know what I did to bring that on, but I swear to God I'll never do anything like that again because I don't want to see anything like that ever again.
It was horrifying. The first 5 seconds were horrifying. So I can only imagine.
Trust me, the other.
Well, there was I watched maybe 10 seconds that was in the middle, but like 3 of that was the black guy. So, after those 7 seconds, I left, and then after the live stream, I watched the first 5 seconds, and decided not to watch the rest because that would have been awful.
Okay, I think I made a little mistake there. I'm not going to put the bubbles on right away because I think I'm going to pay for that when the glue starts. You know what, I'll just take that off now so that won't happen. I was going to break something. Yeah, because I had to put so much pressure on it. Okay. I can glue the other part back, but that's that is one issue that you will have when you're making your own creations with scratch build models and stuff, because you're gluing things to where they weren't meant to go. You will make mistakes and you will break things or break the glue joints that you're trying to create out of basically nothing because the parts aren't meant to go where you're trying to put them. Like this one, I can tell the glue connection underneath this dome is really weak, so I'm going to actually have to put some more super glue under this dome. And how's it going there? Did you?
Good.
I like that. You just did the hammer, right?
I'm gonna do this thing next.
Okay. With the camera, can you move that up a little so the camera can get a better angle of you doing what you're doing? Your little magic there.
I added some silver to the top. It's right there.
You're gonna put some silver on the edge of the axe because I think that would look.
Yeah, some brighter silver.
That would look pretty spectacular.
Yeah, on the hammer and mainly the axe, but a bit on the hammer as well. I'm gonna add some brighter silver, probably oily steel or something of the sort.
I think that'll work just like that. What do you think? All pointy and conical.
I think so.
Now the sides I won't be able to do because I'll have to tilt it. But in the meantime, let's try to fix that glue joint. And then who else? Thanks out there to Max. Even though I didn't get to show up on the chill stream, it was still a great show. It was nice to actually get to, normally when I hang out on the chill stream with Max over at Legion of Myth, I can't actually see the chat comments, and it was nice to be able to hang out with you guys in the chat section, because I miss what you guys are saying unless Max brings it up on the screen. And there were a lot of great people in the chill stream last Friday night. I do hope that I can come on again soon and actually chat live with you guys next week or the week after or whenever the opportunity arises. But I understand that Max is trying to mix things up and not make it look like it's the same old people always, because there's other people out there that want to get their face on TV, as it were. And I've got this show. If I feeling down or need an emotional pick me up because I need to see my ugly face on screen, I can And you know, you see me. We make 5 videos a week. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can get the nasty spray accelerator in there.
Oh, yes. Awful. Not using it that much, so that's good.
Yeah. And then,
Water?
oh, gosh, good point. You will definitely need some. Watch out, Papa.
Usually I'm the one who forgets. I still would have if it wasn't for how much paint I used.
I actually filled them. I forgot to bring them to the table. There's one for you. There's one for me. And also, thanks out there to Shauner, who gave us directions just a little while ago. Okay, seriously? Seriously.
This,
You know, just because it's Sunday, it doesn't mean you get to show up. You get to show up next Sunday.
nah.
After you've had a BATH. You want a bath? Did you see that? You see that, ladies and gentlemen? You say the B word, the bath word, and he just freezes like a deer caught in the headlights with the absolute most pitiful look on his face. Please don't give me a bath. I hate the bath. Now down. Now, come on. Down. Down. Sit. Dogs, right? But thank you, Shauner, for giving us the directions to that location. That we might just, when we go out there, we might just make a special video of that, because I want to take the little guy out to that famous location where Captain Kirk did battle with the Gorn, and Bill and Ted did something crazy out there. I think they, I can't even remember what they did. It's been 20 years since I saw Bill and Ted's movie, and little guy has actually never seen one, but I think he'd get a kick out of at least the first one. That was a classic movie with, you know, a very, very young Keanu Reeves, and I don't think the little guy would actually
recognize him?
well, I don't think he'd be scarred from seeing that, you know.
Wait, why?
Well, just because he was just so goofy.
Scarred from seeing what?
Keanu Reeves act like a complete idiot.
Oh.
Instead of, you know, somebody, you know, cool and tough and macho and all that. He was just a complete, you know, just goofy kid, you know. But it's a classic movie. As a matter of fact, we used to actually watch that. My school actually used to play that movie in school in history class.
Why history class?
Because they go back in time
Oh.
and kidnap historical figures to help save the universe or whatever. I don't know. You'd have to watch the movie, but basically that is the premise: is they go back in time and use a time machine to kidnap historical figures. To, I think it was to actually pass their history exam, or they were going to be sent off to military school.
Oh no, it's just I used a greenwash.
But it's a classic movie. But thanks, Shauner, for giving us the lowdown to where it is, because it's not that far from where we live. It's not close.
No? I mean, we do live near, but not that near.
Not as near as we had thought from the first, you know, when Shauner was talking about it, where he thought it was. It's actually probably a good 50 miles farther away than we thought. Maybe even 100 miles, but it's still, you know, if we can find the opportunity during our summer vacation and, you know, maybe bring some camping gear, maybe we'll go out there and you know, do something silly out there, just, you know, because it's an iconic location in California, and
As much as we... never mind.
he's actually going to have to, you know, literally watch the Star Trek Gorn episode and Bill and Ted's to understand, you know, exactly why I'm, you know, hyped about that location. But I think once he sees it, he'll get the, you know, he'll get the gist of why I want to go. I mean, it's in California. It's in his hometown, so.
You mean state?
Well, yeah, home state, not really hometown. If it was where Shauner said originally, then that would almost count as being in his hometown, but, you know, we'll make do. Okay, so there we have the foliage in the first 3 ag domes that I can safely do without, you know, spilling. If I turn it to the side or anything like that, it will kind of mess up the whole look of it. Now, can you hand me the oily steel?
Yes, I can.
I'm going to use that for the...
Yes.
I'm going to use that for the exhaust ports here.
Alright, that makes
And just
perfect sense, actually.
to go along with the dry brushing of tonight, I'm only going to dry brush it instead of just giving it a full, sploosh coat. And then I'll go on to doing a little bit of washes in some areas. Wait, do you have a brush that you were using? Is that oily steel here?
Nope.
It's what?
Natural.
I'll use it anyways. Yeah, it'll work. What color are you going on to next? Wow, that's really shaping up.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like I might have done a bit too much over here, though.
You can always hit it up with another wash and tone it back down.
No, I mean the iron. The rough iron.
Oh, okay. But definitely, that's something we got to help Connell out with, is getting some washes, because you do your base coats. This is how we do it. There are other people who might say do it different way.
What other way would you do it?
I'm not sure. I think it depends on the types of paints, but we do base coats, washes, and then dry brushes. And for us, that
And
really,
sometimes.
and sometimes what?
Sometimes we just. What?
Is that too much?
Yes, but I'm confused by it. Never mind.
Just if you don't use it up, then I'll use some of it.
Where?
I don't know. I'll find a place.
Alright. Yes,
But
Chewie,
yes.
you exist.
Base coats, dry washes, dry brush. And the reason we do that order is why?
Because you do the base coats first, then you do the washes to make the shadows, and then the dry brush to bring back the original color.
There you go. See?
What?
No, just.
Isn't that obvious?
Well, no. Maybe for Connell, who's never actually done that, or maybe he has. I just haven't seen it.
I suppose, yes.
That's one of the things we do here. Not to like toot our own horn or anything, but we try to help by teaching, if that makes any sense.
That try is big.
If you could only see what we see, but you can't, because
You can't and you won't.
yeah, it was a funny scene.
That was funny. That was big funny.
Do you think I should do the same thing here?
Yes.
Okay.
Certainly.
This is going to be a little tougher because we have some smooth areas here, and to make smooth areas look rough and scratchy, you've got to be kind of. You really have to make sure you don't lay it on too thick.
What?
It's just us laying it on too thick.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I know. But the people at home in TV land will. Make
Alright.
sure you get plenty of the paint off the dry brushing before you dry brush, I should say.
Like, give me a toothpick?
Don't use that one, it's got glue on it. And I don't know which side. There you go.
Probably the one that's stuck.
Yeah. And make sure you get the paint off on the paper towel, or for you advanced viewers out there, use the Pringles lid to scrape it off. And then when I'm done with this, I'm actually going to give it probably either a gray or a black wash to make it look, kind of burnt up and corroded from the exhaust or heating or whatever. I know it's in space and it's probably not capable of landing in an atmosphere, but
I don't think it's supposed to.
yeah, I think it was probably built in space.
Certainly.
And where else would that look good? Honestly, I don't want to really use it anywhere else. You know what? I'll use it up front. No, I'll just go back over this and make sure it's nice and bright before I tone it down. I just don't want to waste the paint. But yeah, we have to find a way to get Connell some washes.
Yeah.
His painting will benefit greatly from it. Or teach them to make washes.
I mean, do we even know how to make washes?
Yeah, we absolutely do.
Well,
Yeah.
those don't count.
Add water to your paint and then add a little bit of dish soap and you've got washes.
I thought you were referring to something else. Okay.
Oh, you were thinking contrast paints?
No, I was not thinking contrast paint. I was thinking of something else, and that most certainly does not count.
Okay. You can't possibly be done.
You're correct. I cannot possibly be done.
But it's looking really
Because
good.
I'm not done.
Show it to the camera just so they can get it.
When I'm done.
Oh, okay. And now
Can you give me a brighter steel color? Actually, wait. Do we have oily steel here? No, it's gunmetal.
We've also got this.
Okay, I'll just use gunmetal or plate metal.
I thought I had a silver from Vallejo, but I have a feeling pistol metal is gunmetal, but I can't be certain of that. Do you want the Vallejo silver that you like so much? Did you just stab yourself?
No.
Okay.
Just got paint.
Okay. And I was going to use... Speaking of washes, we are running very low on our Army Painter washes, so I had to actually break out the Vallejo game washes, which, you know, as you saw in our video last year,
are pretty good.
They're not awful. Some of them aren't great and close to bad.
Yeah, some of them are bad, but not all of them.
But things like black and sepia and the browns are usually...
All right.
Yeah, you could usually use them for what they were intended. They're not as good as Citadel. They're not as good as Army Painter. But, you know, in a pinch, that's what we got. And I don't really want to go and buy Null Oil and I forget what... Yeah, Null Oil is the black. Which I actually have some, but...
We do have some.
Yeah, but I don't want to buy... Yeah, it really does.
I mean the shield.
The shield? I don't see it. It's invisible. How'd you do that? You mean the axe?
Yes, I mean the axe.
Okay, stop moving around. Let me take a look. Yeah, that works.
Alright.
Yeah, you got rid of a lot of the rough iron. Maybe a little bit too much on this side right here.
I can just add it back. Not with this?
No.
Give me the other toothpick.
No, you can just use a small paintbrush and do it. It'll work better.
I don't want to ruin it.
Okay. I forgot, what was I talking about now?
Washes?
I need to make an order from Miniature Market of Army Painter washes, and I'm going to try and get some more of the Army Painter speed paints, just so I can try to fill out the whole set and really, you know, use them as much as possible, because they will actually shorten the amount of wash I will need in a small microscopic way. It's not going to be a huge effect on, you know, conserving Army Painter washes, but it will overall extend the life of all my paints and washes by maybe, you know, 20%, I'm thinking. Maybe a little more, but mostly it's just a curiosity thing and the fact that I do need... It's funny, I don't use as much of the purple or the green... No, I can't say the green. The purple, the blue, and the red washes, and of course the flesh wash, which, you know, I talked about before. You really, you know, I've had the same bottle of flesh wash for forever.
It's one of the few that that's the case with?
Yeah, because you just, you know, you normally, no matter what you're painting, unless you're painting a lot of, you know, supermodels or something like that, you're not going to use a lot of the flesh wash. It's usually, you know, hands and faces, and that's
it.
Yeah. But with the green, I just did a bunch of lizardmen, and I almost used a whole bottle on 12 lizardmen. The dark tone, the soft tone, of course the soft tone is the greatest wash ever made. And the dark tone, the strong tone, the green, those washes, I'm just going to have to buy like 3 bottles of each to just make sure I don't have to buy another, you know, chunk of it.
I think I'm done.
Really?
Yeah.
The base needs some more dark.
What is this?
It's black.
Wash.
Yeah.
Well, I was not aware of the fact that that was the
And
case.
when you're done with that, squirt some. Our dog wants to be a cameraman. Let's just put it that way. Squirt some out because I need some of that too, buddy. And then we can. Yeah, a lot more than that. You're gonna need a lot more than that for the paste.
How much?
Keep going. A little more. 2 more drops. 3 more drops. Okay. And just hit the base up because it's there, but it's weak and it needs a little more. But then I need to steal from it also.
This will not work. Also, it looks like this is just bad. Perhaps one of these? Nope.
I know it looks like I just went and repainted in black, but once it dries, it'll actually have a different effect. You probably can't really see it on camera. It probably just looks black again, but it really is a metallic. I just want the...
Wait, this is metallic wash?
No, it's not metallic wash, but I
Oh, the stuff underneath it.
yeah. It'll come through once gravity takes control and pulls the washes back into the little nooks and crannies. You'll see.
I'm going to be using this wash a lot more now.
That's not bad, is it?
It's pretty much what I like with normal oil.
Yeah.
It's just normal oil gets into the cracks better. Or at least it looks that way. Whether or not it actually does is not something that I want it to.
That's why you really gotta, experiment with your paints. A lot of people say, oh, this brand's the best, this brand's the best, or the other brand's the best.
The other band is the best, the
Other-
brand is the best,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
can is the best.
But you really have to experiment and find your own way and your own favorites. It's like that. It's like that trusty hammer, that you always go to. But then that day comes along and you need a smaller hammer or a bigger hammer, and then suddenly your favorite hammer is no longer the right hammer for the job. You gotta try new tools, try new techniques. Go out there and experiment. What's the worst that's going to happen? That you'll have to repaint the miniature, or worse, strip it and then repaint it. And for those of you who do not know how to do that,
We made a video on it.
yes, we did.
Don't watch it, it's bad.
That's why I'm
Something we
saying.
both can agree on.
Yes, it was possibly our second worst video ever. And-
Third worst video that we ever made, second worst video that we ever uploaded.
Okay.
You don't remember it?
I don't remember the other one that you're talking about. But
Good.
if you're done for the night, are you?
No, actually, I need another brush.
What kind of brush?
Dry brush.
Okay.
Because there's one... It'll work.
Okay.
Because I want to say that I actually finished one in the 3 weeks without having to do anything else.
Okay.
I want to finally be able to say that I did that. Doesn't look good?
It's a little heavy, but you can always hit it up with a...
Heavy, no?
Okay. It looks a little thick, but if that's what you're going for,
Yeah.
that's fine. Because I am done for now. If I try to do anything else, I am going to get paint or...
Is that good?
Yeah, that's better.
Um,
You can always hit that
Yeah.
up with a wash. You see what I'm saying? No, it was a little thick.
yeah, alright.
Stand up your paint and get them out of the way so the camera can get a nice shot of what we did tonight. And you didn't use... Oh, you did use those. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Put that in the orange cup. And I'll clean out the brushes when we're off camera.
Alright.
Never forget to clean your brushes and do a good job cleaning them. Don't just leave them in the cup overnight. Because
That
that's
would
how
be
you
bad.
get bent up, crappy brushes. And you don't want that.
Never.
Let's pull these back so the camera can get a nice shot. We will have these completely done and ready for the Sunday show-off show, which will be next Sunday. In the meantime, we will have a movie review Tuesday, that being the classic James Caan film Rollerball. Wednesday, I will be doing a game review of Gamma World, probably the first and second edition, just a quick overview to give you new players out there and old players something to think about if you're looking for a really weird gonzo sort of sci-fi game. Thursday we will be doing the last craft of the month, trying to really squeeze it in before the end of the month. That only gives us a couple of days to do that craft. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, part of Sunday to get that one done. But it's not going to be a tough craft. It's actually going to be, similar to something we've done before, but just a way you could use some of those pieces you've been hanging on to, because God knows we've been hanging on to one of those pieces for quite a while. Friday I will probably be doing the orange juice caps.
Oh.
Friday I'll be doing an Arduin review. I'm not sure if I'll be doing the Black Grimoire or something else. I think that's what I'll be doing. And then, of course, I'll be on Table Breakers Thursday, possibly Gatekeepers Wednesday. The little guy will be lurking in the chat on all these videos. And, of course, Friday, we will be doing, hanging out with Max and everybody else to round off another, summer week. Hopefully you guys will be enjoying the summer. And then Saturday we'll be hanging out with Bruce in his Pathfinder game. That's Bruce Lombardo of Dick's Division. And then followed up by Sunday. Next Sunday will be the Sunday show-off show. So from all of us here at the Shadow and Sun Show, we hope you guys have a great, great week. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with all of us, not just me and the little guy, but all of our friends out there in YouTube land, on the interwebs. We love you guys. We hope to see you real soon, hear from you guys. Hit us up in the comment section anytime you want. We're not shy, and we don't get our feelings hurt that easily. Anything you want to add before we call it a night?
Not really, no.
Thanks, Connell.
Yeah?
And Bruce. And Max. And Shawner. Everybody out there.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Oh, and of course, thanks to Kai, Jade, and the absolutely incredible Baron G Rock. Go out and check out all their channels when you're not, too busy obsessing over our channel. And,
yeah, because people do that.
There's a couple.
One, and his name is him.
No, actually. But thanks again, guys. Hate to give you the Milwaukee goodbye, but we'll see you real soon. Good night, everybody.
Good night.